Hello. I'm just doing a little test here because I haven't done a YouTube live in a long time. And so I just thought I would give one a go. I'm actually out wandering along by the Bow River here in Canmore, Alberta. And it's just a little test. I really was out. Well, I'm doing a live virtual tour in about 15 minutes, a private one, so I won't be available. It was nice and cold this morning. It was about -9 this morning, but it's warmed up a bit. I will have to put my gloves on in a minute. Hey, Chloe. Hey. Um, so I'm in a vertical. Hey, Mary Lou. Good morning. I'm in a vertical format, and again, I just haven't done a YouTube live in so long that I just wanted to experiment and see how it was running. So we're in vertical. Hey, Jay. Hi, Marty. Hey there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Sharon. Um, Thanks for coming on. I was just again, I haven't done a YouTube live in so long. I wanted to come and just do a little test, and this is just one of my favorite places in all of the Rockies. Like I say, starting. Hi, Martine. Yeah, it is a surprise. Well, I say I went. I brought my kid into school this morning because honestly, he slept in a bit. I was gonna go skiing, but I brought him in, and then I had some work calls, and the private tour I'm doing is for a group called Wowzitude. I just love them. And I keep saying to them, I'm going to bring them to Canmore one of these days. So seeing as how I took Finn to his school, which is up at the base of that big mountain up there, I thought, hey, I'll stay in here and give them a tour. Now, this is probably mm, maybe I think that's actually a bird that's been coming down to there. Hi, Tracy. Hi, everybody. So thanks for coming in. It's a bit of a flat light today, but it is gorgeous, and the Bow River is beautiful. Hi, Sarah. Well, it is so peaceful. Um, yes, Martin. Yeah, it's often, not always, but it's generally, yeah, retirement facilities and stuff. I really enjoy doing the tours with them. And I've been doing a lot lately, so it means that they're doing very well. But I just thought because I haven't done a YouTube live specifically for a while, I wanted to come and test it. Some of you who have been on live tours with me in the past may have seen this before. Do you see this tree? This was chewed down by a beaver. Oops, it's slippery out here, which is just so cool. Now, this is quite a long time ago, but you can actually see the teeth marks in there. And the beavers have been all over here. So all these trees down in these very specific positions like this. Please do feel very free to hit those like buttons and everything. We're starting to get a lot of attention on YouTube and on Facebook. So both have told me I'm monetized, although I've finally done my tax information for YouTube. And are you ready for this? They owe me 240 Canadian dollars for nearly a year. So those are little footprints up the side of that tree. It's pretty cool. But I did find some elk this morning. The big herd in Banff is really close to home, but every time I go to try and film it, it's just a little bit out of the way. Um, and excuse me. And then after I dropped Finn at school this morning, I did see about 5 young female elk, not in a place that was too easy to stop and film them. And I went out. Um, that's exactly right, Chloe. That's exactly right. But I did go out and I found the bighorn sheep, but once again, in an area that was a little too hard. This, by the way, is something we do when you live in the Rockies here. If you find mittens or toques or anything, you come and you just put them in the trees so people can find them. All of the equipment is really expensive. I was hoping to find a herd of elk out here. So we do look there is the grassy range up top there. Now, some of you know this story, but that great big peak out in front of us. If you ever watched the movie The Edge with Anthony Hopkins, they crash in Alaska and this aggressive bear goes after them. Well, that peak was for many, many years called Chinamans Peak. And of course, it is said in the west of Canada here, for every kilometer of train track, 2 Chinese workers lost their lives, which is very important. They were used basically as an indentured service. And one worker, Mr. Haling, worked down in town, and he made a bet that he could climb that peak up and down in a day, and he did it. And then they named it Chinamans Peak. Well, eventually, it was pointed out in the 90s by the Chinese community that you don't name a peak after someone's ethnicity, you name it after the person who climbed it. So they took the name away, And for about 5 years, it was the Peak, formerly known as Chinamans Peak, and then renamed it Ha Ling Peak. And so that's Ha Ling. The one over to the left is Miners Peak. And then in the Stoney Nakoda language, the great big surface up in front of us is Last Man Standing, which is just pretty fantastic there. And then Ship's Prow right up there. Now, of course, the Three Sisters, you can actually make out the three of them. Little sister up to the right is a little shrouded there. There's a helicopter going up and over. They're generally sightseeing helicopters up through there. And then when I curve around here, you look at mighty Mount Rundle there, the longest massif in the Banff area, about 16.5 kilometers long. And the town of Banff is up over the other side. So that's what we're seeing out here. So it's nice to have everyone on. And again, I'm not asking you to spend money, but people can tell me, I think there's a way of buying these super thanks or something. Again, I just need to learn my YouTube a little bit more. I've got still so many previous virtual tours to upload. There's lots to share with everyone. But it's fun to be out here in this field. Now, all of this side of the hill up in the distance here, this was all coal mining right up until 1979. Sandy, isn't it a gorgeous view? So the pass up through there, right up between the top, the pass up through here, up to the Spray Valley. If you go up to the top and turn right, you go down Goat Creek to the Spray River, and that will then take you down to the Banff Springs Hotel. So it is a place that I will cycle or sometimes cross-country ski in the winter. If you keep going up into the valley, though, and swing to the left, which is actually kind of going, I guess, going south, more or less, you end up in Peter Lougheed Provincial Park. Great place to go see bears. I cannot take you for a tour there because I don't have reception. But if you go to the Parks Information Center, often in spring, you can stand out at the back and watch grizzlies out playing. And that leads to the Highwood Pass. And the Highwood Pass is the highest pass in all of Canada. It's not open in the winter, and that's not because of snow clearance. It's actually because of animal migrations. Yeah, it's lovely to have everyone. Can they build it? Oh, great question. So let me answer both questions. There is very little snow in the forecast now, although it is going to be more seasonal. It was -9 this morning. Look at the sky out here. So it is -9. But so teacher, thank you for asking that question. Canmore is very unique. So Canmore years and years ago was quite a sort of poorer mining town. But when the Olympics came to Calgary in 1988, the Nordic Center, which is up, there's a cell tower up in the distance. The Nordic Center was built here, which is the cross country and biathlon. And suddenly the world found out that this little town here it's surrounded by Banff National Park over here, Kananaskis all around us. But this little town is actually tradable land. As a consequence, it is, by some measures, the most expensive community in Canada. And so, yes, they can build at will, but I think all of the land that has been planned out for building has all been planned out. So really it would be a case of taking buildings down. In fact, if I walked up around back, that's a whole seniors housing center, a lovely place. In fact, I should get my name on the list because you wait about 20 years to get in. But on the other side of that are still a few of the old miners' cottages. And what happens is they get sold for the land. And once that land is purchased, then they become duplexes or fourplexes. These up here, just to give you a sense, these today, if one of these went for sale, I'd be guessing $1.6 million, maybe more. So that's one of the real challenges. About 27% of Canmore sits empty. And sorry, I'm being happily distracted because there's a bridge in the distance that is brand spanking new. So I'm going to wander on over. Oh, that's right, Martin. See, the YouTube is fun. The reason I haven't been doing the YouTube is that so often it was crashing from me in other places. Hey, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for sending me £3. I say it's not required, but I do appreciate it. See, so that will add up. Soon I'll be paying off my mortgage. See this tree? This was all chewed down by beavers as well. So Canmore does have, per capita, the highest percentage of Olympic athletes in the whole wide world. as a percentage of the population. And that's because the snow, even though this has been a horrendous year for snow, and this lovely fresh powder this morning on the car was about another centimeter that clearly fell overnight. A nice light powder. And like I said, I was going to go skiing today, and then I didn't for a whole plethora of reasons. Um, and so once I've done the private tour that I have to do, and I'm going to have to leave you all in about 3 minutes here because I have to sign on. And I always enjoy these tours at the retirement facilities because people are really enthusiastic. We do love a Newbridge, but tomorrow I've got something. So Thursday I might go out skiing because I was meant to leave for Michigan on Thursday, but I've changed it till Saturday for just scheduling, and that just works a whole lot better for me. Yes, the brand spanking new bridge. What a treat to see. And the pathways connect down through here in all sorts of directions. This little creek, this is actually a fascinating story, this creek out through here. And when I say it's a fascinating story, that's because this is water that was all cleaned out through a huge multi-decade restoration project from where the mines were. And now Quarry Lake, which is like the local beach, cold water, was all dirty and it's all clean. So you can restore. It was coal mining here. Yeah, lovely Newbridge. I had no idea. So there you go. And this is a place I come to a lot when I'm in town. But if I were to walk down the path along here a little ways, then there are actually beaver dams down through there. There used to be a muskrat family when I used to live near here, and there was a muskrat family. When I'd wander down, I'd see them. And then one time I saw a nice random trout swimming in this water here. Hi, Danny. Hey, Danny. Hugs to you, my friend. But it was the water's so clear that then I saw an osprey that was flying over and no more. I do want to give a real shout out to my friend Danny W there because she's not on Facebook and so she doesn't see a lot of the live tours I do. But Danny and I have been friends for years and she has traveled to all sorts of places around the world with me. So a random trout, yes. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately I do have to go. This was a fun little test. I'm going to do these randomly from time to time. Maybe one or two of you could message me because I think you probably got a notification that I was live. It's just a learning curve for me, but it's really nice. So I hope you're all having a really lovely morning. There are some wonderful bridges. Well, the old train bridge as well. That actually, I may walk there on my tour today because it's a full hour of the tour I'm doing. So I'm going to bid you adieu because they're going to be waiting for me to sign on. Thanks, Jay. You got a YouTube. Oh, that's great, Sandy. Well, listen, everyone. Peace and love to you all. Thank you for saying hi. I really don't even know how to turn this off. So let me just play. Thanks. Yeah, please like and feel free to, I don't know how you share it or anything, but thanks for hanging out. You're very welcome. Nice to see everyone. There we go. I can end.